My country people, before I play these videos of this interview where they interviewed Dele Farotimi, Bawa and Usman, make una hear the different view where they give about this our president. Oh, if you say how they take finish and not be here, especially Dele Farotimi, I'm not sure so you go like to woo me some my country people. When I see this our president, so before he enter, not wait till they pay me, he they see everything. But as soon as the man enter, it is not by power, it is not by Jagaban, it is not by the former governor of Lagos State. He no say this matter na spiritual. But I remember say a few hours ago, Bango con they praise Peter Obi for the word where he talks say this our country today blessed. We be say country like Ukraine go they supply us food. This one I come make Presido converse. Now I'm not say Presido get rat, cockroach, and so they go give her information. Now they can't go wrong, go give Tinubu information. No say person wey be say you put for there where they help. He don't go they praise Peter Obi. The next thing now they come but I receive threat of me. I don't know the next thing I need down the man go they need down they give Presido we la wo lao lao I beg you call the beggar. Hey, this power strong go. When I not say before now, the spokesman to the president they call Anduri, the hell no favor no why when I mune he can't come out, can't talk say our president they walk they sleep around 2 a.m. they wake up around 7 a.m. That means they sleep for how many hours? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5 hours. Now presido they sleep. The news can't go round though. Now they will call the yet challenge. Not be here. Immediately as they make that news, the next now call yes, he goes this man your wrong come out Obi AtiKu aid. He called they tell Tinubu say come. Which guy blah they lie. So you they sleep 2 a.m. You they wake up 7 a.m. Ha! APC that they lie shot. The man mock them. He laughed there. Don't be here. He say if APC want do bad, they want cover up the bad, or they don't do the bad, they can't bring one news come out to distract people. And true, when I open my hair, I can't look, I can't say, bye. Which bad they don't still do again? The next will call the yes, Tinubu don't appoint APC chairman, Granduje's son, as executive director of the Rural Electrification Agency. The other day, na in-law, my country people, this country, they don't share and they don't divide her. I bet when I go collect una share. They don't divide her more. Immediately, this news cast. Now, so Nigerians come react. So, say we serve papa. We want to serve children. Hey, say Nigeria knock Tinubu over appointment of Granduje's son. Say Nigeria has a verse for Tinubu right now. Say not be so, he promised them. I don't understand. What did Tinubu promise you now? Because for me, Tinubu did not promise anything. I don't see any live television where they say come, national television where come, where they call the interview where they talk or debate. They call him, he not come. They will call the other one, wait till they call him AtiKu. He not come. So what are you expecting? Shortly after this time, when they yes say, hey, Mona see what the government go do for Benue State. Not be here. I think I see people like that for grand. They not they sleep. They not they sleep. They don't buy them. And when it convince me passing, as all these things they go on for Bonu, Benue, and other areas where they around them then, when it come pay me pass with this na president can't talk. He can't talk, say he don't release immediate rescue, go Bonu, Kaduna, of becoming they go deal with this kidnap victim and all that. I don't understand. This is the same thing they've been telling us since Buhari time. He can't enter the same things repeating it. You be like say they all put it in for them. They all they replay with they don't play before. No way up, no way down, no everything is just static. It just the one place. My country people, is this a government? Now this one I can make AtiKu and Peter Obi come react. AtiKu come tell them say, come guy, this one we just they do so. It's no longer a child's play because even UN don't put on for this matter. This quick kidnap tomorrow. The whole thing is getting too much. People they don't carry so far. We are out of count. They don't count them again. Now they come talk and say Kaduna Bonu adoption is not clear that Tinubu government has failed woefully on security, and it's true. And they go they meet investors, may they can't come this same country be say you know if you provide security. Now, Peter Obi constitute mouth comes to talk say if you don't stop terrorists attacking schools, number of out of school kids criminals will rise. Peter Obi warn Tinubu. How many times na go warn him? How many times na go talk? Or when you money on? He say no 1 year. just come and talk, say you no fit do again. Me Nigerians know how they want to help you. Okay, you want bring this one come to me on a story, my country people. Tinubu is not going to do anything. As they would a year 9, him said don't we use an amount to talk and say he don't bring subsidy back because that is the whole genesis of this whole wahala. And we say he think can where before he thought the subsidy is gone. For not the way we did today. My country people, make a let all the video play. Mokuna listen to what's in them talk. My country people, it's on a Bod TV board. Yeah, we they analyze all the trends where they happen. And don't forget to like, share. Make una also subscribe. Make una they like my beg. Wakoyo.
We are all getting it wrong. Instead of fighting hunger and poverty, we are buying guns and Tucano jets. No society, none. With this much inequity and hunger, never have peace. 20 million out of school. 133 million. That is 65% of Nigerians during the time of Buhari a year ago are in multidimensional poverty. There's drugs, guns coming from across the border. And you're buying more guns instead of feeding people, instead of educating your children. They're getting it wrong.
Banditry, so the guns won't do it.
What?
The guns won't do the job.
Guns have never done it and will not do it. There is no military, no matter how powerful, that can bomb hunger, anger, or grievances of the people. None. They should know that. Social problems are the drivers of insecurity. You go to school, you're not hungry, why do you need to pick up guns? So, government have gotten it wrong, the military knows that, the military know that all this they are doing all across the country is essentially internal policing. You're fighting our own people. You cannot fight hunger with a gun. You cannot fight grievances with a gun or a bomb. The federal government must do the right thing, cut the cost of governance, and improve social investment in our people.
They said the Orasa report is
report. When the president is spending 7 billion on his vehicle, 1.5 billion on his wives, 5 billion on a yacht, 197 billion for National Assembly. We're here just fiddling on the edges. No.
If there is need to be a drastic decision in that direction, what would you be?
Drastic. Cut the cost of governance from the presidency to the National Assembly to the governors to the MDAs. I was a chief executive. I know how many Land Cruisers were there. You don't need that. But that's minuscule to what is happening. But this president is truly not interested in cutting costs. He's only interested in making the governors happy. He's interested in making the members of the National Assembly happy. He's interested in making the military happy at the expense of our people. I do not see any of his policies that are people-friendly. People are hungry. People are stopping taking their medications in the hospital. People are dying. And we're here talking about Orasanya report. For goodness sake, Mr. President, don't listen to whatever those your advisors that know nothing about our people. There's hunger in the land. Our people are hungry.
Prof, in just about 30 seconds, if you might give us your final word tonight. We are in a place where we cannot look like we are lost because you need a lot of courage, and the economy is so sensitive that you touch it, it behaves like a yo-yo, and you need to be careful to be able to arrest what has become a ticking time bomb. In 30 seconds, what do you think must be done now? There's an urgency of the time.
No, they must, first of all, everything must stop. Feed the people. Number one, you cannot do anything with hungry people. Feed people and revise your economic policy. It's not working. The dollar is, the naira will go.
Even if they are the right policies?
No, they are right policies, but how you manage them. I'm a doctor. I give the right prescription to a patient. If he's having side effects, I have to change that. I have to reduce the dose or change it to something else. So the policy is not working. You have to tweak it. But first of all, feed the people to avert an uprising and anarchy. I'm worried. And if anybody in this government is not worried, then that person does not deserve to be in this government. Finally, please humor me. allow me to speak on behalf of the families of 50 girls that were abducted on the 21st of September 2023. Today, as we speak, they are spending their 6th month in captivity. There's 50 university students, federal university. Neither the state government, nor the federal minister of education, nor any of the federal security agencies are talking to the families. They are 6 months in captivity in the forest. The rain has come and gone. Harmattan has come and gone. Heating season has come and gone. Next is rain again. Because all of these children, they're all the children of the poor. Leaders must govern with the milk of human kindness. Nobody is talking about these children. They are girls, our children, 50 in the forest. Government must do whatever is possible to get our girls out to their parents to spend Ramadan at home. This is my plea to the government, and this is my plea to everybody in this country who can put pressure on this government.
If you look at where the country is today, where we are, would you say that we are on course to that great Nigeria that I believe most of us, if not all of us, have dreamt about?
I'm going to be 56 years old this year. And in my entire lifetime, we've never been further away from the path to greatness than we are today. The future of Nigeria appears more bleak today than it has ever been in my entire lifetime. I'm a student of history too. And with the possible exception of the period during which Nigeria fought a civil war, which is anything but civil, Nigeria has never been closer to the brink than it is today. So I am not very optimistic about the trajectory of my country.
Okay, so I would like to, deepen that a little bit. First of all, by saying, who and what circumstances will you hold responsible for that scenario that you have painted? And then later, I hope we get the time to talk about how do we get out of it. But first, who and what circumstances, Mr. Farotimi, do you hold responsible for the scenario you've painted?
I think the first thing is that there are enough blames to go around. Each and every one of us are to blame to varying degrees. But the most important thing that is responsible for where we are today is the complete breakdown of the rule of law. Nigeria, as it is today, is not ruled by law. It is ruled by impunity. It is ruled by the will of men and not by any institution or state or by the laws. And we have copious laws on our books, so it's not for the absence of the law, it's not for an absence of courts, but it is for the absence of the fact that there is simply no rule of law in Nigeria. The first thing that must exist in a space before you can speak to either democracy or citizens is the presence of the rule of law in that space. We are in a country where I cannot expect to get justice in the courts because the courts are no longer interested in imposing or ensuring the rule of law. That principal loss, more than anything else, is responsible for where we are today. When you've looked beyond that, you then begin to look at the institutions of states. You look at the police, you look at the custom, you look at the army, you look at the courts. What you find is almost a complete and total failure of each and every one of these institutions to do what it was designed to do. If anything, the laws are observed more in breach, and you find that it is a function of how the person who is meant to administer laws, but has become an administrator of impunity, feels about licensing the powers of impunity to whoever they care, or exercising the powers of impunity in respect to whoever they equally care. So, in the absence of the rule of law, you have complete putrefaction of each and every one of what should be institutions of state. That is why we are where we are.
Mr. Bola, if you look at where Nigeria is today, presently, right now, would you say that the country is on the trajectory, that we are moving in the right direction towards a great country that we all envisage? Mr. Bola.
Yeah, Nigeria over the period of years and successive administration has had its own fair share of maladministration, which has resulted in so many problems and brought us to where we are today, despite the incredible potential that the country has and its people, because the Nigerian people all over the world are doing exploit in various fields, whether you look at entertainment, aviation, science and technology, medicine, and in all aspects. And some of the individuals who cannot succeed, for example, in political process in Nigeria, have had to win major elections outside of Nigeria. So definitely, over a period of time, there is something we have not been doing correctly. And that's why we are where we are. Thankfully, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he was sworn in, he decided to embark on a reform that many people will call as risky, have plans for second term. Many presidents that came before him have had those thoughts, they mold those ideas. In fact, in some occasions, they even said they were going to do it. But public outcry and threats, sometimes even within their party, telling them, look, if you embark on this policy, we are not going to be popular in the next poll. So they've always backed out. And it has not helped Nigeria. But now we've gotten to a point where the decision has to be made, or the path we're going will end up, unexpectedly. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has decided to, redirect the path of the airplane. And with this reform, albeit it will take time, but definitely it will place Nigeria on the path to economic recovery, and it will place the Nigerian people on the path to the realization of their dreams in Nigeria. Don't forget that the Nigerian people have actualized their dreams in various fields outside of Nigeria, but in Nigeria, the environment has not been favorable. So I am optimistic there is a future and we're going there.
Okay, thank you very much, Daniel, for that. So now, of course, I think everybody agrees that what is happening in the country today is quite difficult. Mr. President himself agrees to that. There's a lot of hardship in the land. Some of these reforms, which many of us actually commend, removal of the subsidy and the harmonization of the foreign exchange market and all of that, they've come with quite a bit of painful impact. My question to you, Mr. Bola, is that how long do you think it will take the Nigerian political elite to fix this situation and reduce the painful impact on the Nigerian people?
So there are three layers to the problem. The first layer is the globalized inflation. There is inflation. The inflation is globally. So, for example, in the United Kingdom, rich as they are economically, 2 weeks ago, they officially entered into recession. I was listening to Richie Sunak, who said since the COVID, they've spent over £500 billion in healthcare, NHS, and some of those services. Yet, he's considered a failure because the people have not enjoyed the healthcare services. People will book for the GP and it will take them eternity before they get to meet the person. The European Union officially entered recession, although there are individual countries that are out of it, like Germany and the rest. If you go to different parts of the world, you see these impact of inflation. That's the first layer. So Nigeria is caught up in that. The second layer is the decision that the government decided to take, which it has no option. And it has created a conversation around whether the country should have taken those decisions and obeyed, the IMF, the Brent Group. The truth of the matter, like I said, is that there is a dimension even to the implementation of IMF policy that is called strong country ownership, meaning they are advocates actually of the anti-bullying of IMF, meaning that even in the implementation of the IMF policy, you can apply strong country ownership, means that you will apply or implement those policies to suit the exceptional case of your country. The case in Burundi and Ghana is not the same in Nigeria, which is the reason why, if you realize, you will discover that even though subsidy was removed, but the president or the government is still paying subsidy one way or the other. It is called application of strong country ownership. You are tinkling, so that the situation will be balanced. The third layer to the issue is the governors. And the third layer has the key, because you asked the question, how long? They have the key to bringing the Nigerian people out of the mud at the moment, because the situation the Nigerian people are facing is what is called multidimensional poverty. It's extreme hunger. And you cannot talk about rebuilding infrastructure until, first of all, you get the people to come out of this life-threatening and existential threat that they come under. Because there is even a theory in economy, in economics, that says in order for you to bring people out of poverty, you also have to fund poverty. Meaning that when you make the people have their purchasing power, when you increase their purchasing power, then they are able to, fund themselves, and then it creates and stimulates the economy. Now, this is the simple logic. That's why I said the third layer has the key as to when or how soon we'll come out of it. The president, after removal of subsidies, sat with the federal government, with the state government, the rating unit, and agreed on a sharing formula. And they agreed between federal, state, and local government. They increased their allocation by over 300%. Meaning that if you apply the simple logic of economy, the reason why people are in trouble, are in problem now, is because there is inflation. Cost of living has gone up. Meanwhile, their income has not gone up. And this is where the problem is. So it is like inflation has gone up, but the people remain in the same level at the same place where they were at when the problem started.